6 women from my ex-mother-in-law's church cornered my crying daughter in the middle of a market, calling her unchristian for not loving the affair babies her cheating father left behind. That was the day I stopped turning the other cheek. They thought they could shame my girls into silence. Instead, I shamed them in front of their entire church. Let me rewind the tape. My name's Claire. I'm 46. I've got 2 daughters, 17 and 15, who are everything to me. We've been through hell and back together. A little over a year ago, their father, my ex-husband, died in a tragic car accident. You'd think death ends drama, but no, it just opened the floodgates. He wasn't just my ex. He was a cheater, a liar, and he left behind 2 sons, not mine, born from his long-time affair. His mistress? Gone too. Same accident. So yeah, my daughters were forced to grieve not just the death of their father, but also the brutal truth that he had been living a double life. They're still in therapy, trying to unpack the trauma of discovering their dad's affair and secret family. And my ex's in-laws? They made everything worse. After the funeral, my ex-in-laws, 80 and 78, decided they wanted to take over. Custody battles, guilt trips, manipulation. They filed to gain custody of my girls. Then they tried to move into my home. Why? Because, according to them, it's what their son would have wanted. Not once did they ask how the girls were coping. Not once did they say sorry for raising a son who betrayed his family. Instead, they treated my daughters like they owed them something. But it all came to a boiling point on my youngest daughter's birthday. We went to the weekend farmers market. It was supposed to be special. No big party, just freedom to splurge on chocolates and sweets. Simple, pure. Until I got a phone call. It was my daughter, sobbing. "Mom, I'm scared. Some church ladies won't let me go." My blood went cold. My eldest and I ran across the market and found her, surrounded by 6 older women. Their faces were twisted with that smug righteousness only the self-appointed holy ones can wear. They were scolding her, telling her she was going to hell for not loving the affair babies her cheating father left behind. And who sent them? My ex-in-law. They were her church friends. I saw red. I told my eldest to grab her sister's things and get to the car. Then I stepped forward, fists clenched, voice calm, but lethal. Get away from my daughter. They tried me. Oh, they tried. Quoting scripture, telling me I was rebelling against God's will by not honoring my ex-in-laws. One of them even told me I was a disgrace of a Christian wife. That's when I snapped. I let them have it. Right there in the middle of the market. Security asked us to leave. Fine. I grabbed my girls, got in the car, these women following us like a pack of vultures, and drove home. I held my daughters close that night. But I knew one thing. This wasn't over. Turning point. What they didn't know. Later that night, I messaged a family friend who still went to that church. He apologized and then spilled the tea. Turns out my ex-in-law had posted a massive sob story in the church Facebook group, full of lies and half-truths. She painted herself as this helpless, grieving mother, said we kicked her out, that my girls hated their own baby brothers, that we took all the money and left them destitute. But the worst? She claimed the affair children were actually from a surrogate because I couldn't have more children, and said I rejected the babies because they were boys. I was disgusted. She weaponized every cruel stereotype against me, against my daughters, all while trying to scrub away her son's sins. But here's the thing. When my ex died, we were mid-divorce, and I had receipts. I spent the next day off from work doing one thing: assembling a vengeance kit that would make any private investigator weep with joy. Photos of my ex and his affair partner in our living room, Cuddling on the couch, I bought. Screenshots of text messages between him and her, between him and his parents. Conversations where his mom congratulated him on the affair and told him to keep it quiet until Claire calms down. Emails, voice notes, one especially vile message where my ex-in-law called my daughters bastards and blamed them for their father's death. That one came just 2 days after the funeral. I printed everything, paid extra for glossy, high-resolution copies, and then the masterstroke. I made personalized binders, neatly labeled, decorated to look like hymn books. First page, a photo of my ex making out with the affair partner. Underneath, ex-husband's name and affair partner enters a modern Christian love story. Yeah, I don't miss. That Sunday, I walked into the church just before service started, smiled politely. Nobody recognized me at first. It's been years since I left. At the back, there's a table with spare songbooks. No one checks them. They just grab and go. So I added mine. About 20 of them. Then walked out. By noon, the group chat was in flames. People opened what they thought were prayer packets and instead saw my ex's lips on another woman. The Facebook group exploded. Comments ranged from shock to outright rage. Turns out this church is oddly chill with LGBTQ stuff, but has a zero-tolerance policy on cheating. They believe it's the ultimate betrayal against God, family, and community. The pastor had to step in to stop the chaos from going full Game of Thrones. People were calling my ex-in-law a liar, a manipulator, a hypocrite. But what made me laugh? Some of them still tried to blame me for divorcing. But even they said, it's understandable she failed in her Christian duties after that trauma. Oh, and guess what? 2 apology letters arrived in the mail for my daughters. The cherry on top, an invitation to rejoin the church for support. Aftermath. The price of cruelty. My ex-in-law and her husband were shamed into leaving the church. No more Sunday gossip circles, no more baked goods from judgmental Betty, just isolation. She even posted on Facebook, I feel so alienated. No one cares for the elderly anymore. My son would have taken care of us. Ma'am, your son couldn't even keep it in his pants. And by the way, I was the breadwinner. The money you were begging for, that life insurance and personal savings, it went to our daughters, the only innocent ones in the story. They say the truth will set you free, but sometimes it needs to be printed in high gloss and delivered straight to the church pews. My daughters deserved peace, not shame. And thanks to a little divine intervention and a whole lot of evidence, they finally got it. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and tell us in the comments what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever witnessed. And don't forget to subscribe, because justice doesn't always wear a halo, but it always finds a way.